Halo guys, seperti semua booktuber dan book vlogger dan book twats di dunia sekarang, saya akan membagi my 2025 reading plan. Yeah. Oke, buku pertama adalah this one, Alphabetical Diaries by Sheila Heti. Ini sebenarnya gue akan mencoba meneruskan buku ini. Mungkin yang udah tahu konsepnya adalah si Sheila Heti itu menulis diary selama pandemi. Terus dia she obviously excels at Excel. Jadi dia memasukkan semua kalimat-kalimatnya di Excel dan arrange-nya sesuai dengan alphabetically sesuai dengan huruf pertama kalimatnya. Jadi dimulai dari A ke B ke C dan segala macam. Very ulipo. I thought it was going to be very interesting, but when I bought the book last year, I started reading it and it was kind of bored. But I will, push through with this, because I don't like leaving book unfinished. So maybe I'll include this in my toilet reads, because usually that's when books actually get read by me. Oke. Buku kedua adalah this one, Death's End by Cixin Liu. Ini buku ketiga dari trilogi Three Body Problem, dan yang ini kembali diterjemahkan oleh Ken Liu, Chinese translator, whose translation gue lebih enjoy sih yang di buku pertama. Buku kedua diterjemahin by a white person, I can't remember their name. It was good, but I don't know, it was almost like too smooth or something. Yeah, but it's massive, but it's a page turner. And thank you for Simandu, Leila Safira, for gifting me this book last year. So I'm gonna start maybe next month. Third book, it's a reread. It's Alexander Pope's translation of the Iliad. I'm actually now reading on Kindle Robert Fitzgerald's version of the Iliad, karena setelah mengikuti kayak tweet war tentang Emily Wilson's translation of the Odyssey, the first woman who translated the Odyssey, which I thought was like her translation was very accurate, dan her sort of kind of like verse can feel a bit bland, but if you go to YouTube and watch her read it in this sort of kind of like silly spoken word style, dia pakai tiara kalau lagi ngomong sebagai Helen, pakai backward baseball cap kalau dia lagi ngomong sebagai Telemachus atau Aeneas. Then I get it, she wants to be a bard or dalang gitu kan. Dan terjemahnya it's more like a spoken word text yang to be embellished with this like cringy / funny performance waktu bacainnya. So yeah, check it out. But this is my favorite Iliad after Fitzgerald. This one first and then the Fitzgerald translation. Kuncinya kalau baca Alexander Pope ini with the Alexandrine meter, heroic couplets, adalah membacanya dengan suara death metal growl atau grindcore growl. Misalnya Cannibal Corpse. Jadi kayak nih, I'll just choose random bits.
What lawless rage on your forbidden plain? What rash destruction, and what between slain?
Then it really makes sense. It's all war scene, so it really fits kalau bacainnya kayak Chris Barnes from Cannibal Corpse. Okay, next, this one, another massive tome Any Fathers and Crows by William T. Vollmann, one of my favorite authors. Ini buku kedua dari Seven Logi, 7 Logi, Seven Dreams, 7 book volume, 7 Dreams series. Yang pertama I shared. This one is about when French Jesuit priests mulai masuk ke North America, Kanada, Amerika juga, berusaha convert people dan juga basically colonize the new world. So it's gonna be super polyphonic in the real sense of the word, dan seru dan highbrow literary tapi juga kayak kitsch. Pokoknya it's the best lah. The best. William T. Vollmann. If you haven't read him, you should. Maybe try some of his short stories first. Butterfly Stories, set in Thailand. That's like the best. The only white guy who can write about Asia without being cringe. All right. So I've actually read some of this already, so I'm also continuing to read this one. The next one is another reread. I read this every couple of years or so. Povel by Geraldine Kim. Probably my favorite poet of all time. She's Korean American. Dia menang Fans Poetry Book Award for this one in 2005 kalau nggak salah. And then 2005. And then she kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. So Geraldine Kim, if you're out there on social media, please DM me. Cause I love your work. Also, ini gue pengen liatin ya. This is like the best bookmark ever. It's from High Tide in Japan. Caranya gini nih. Selipin. Selipin di any page. Satu tangan agak susah ya. It's actually easier with 2 hands. Jadi kayak gini. Terus taruh this thing on the page that you're reading. Misalnya baru sampai sini. Terus kalau udah selesai, tinggal diginiin. And you have this thing. This will not kayak fly off like all the silly bookmarks that you get from every publisher in Indonesia. Okay. So it stays there. And then when you're done reading, you can just close it, and it stays there. Dan kalau mau dibaca lagi tinggal dibuka. Terus lanjutin lagi kayak tadi. It's the best. High Tide Japan. Check it out. Kemudian buku ini, I just bought this one from Atelier Ceramai. It's by publisher Anagram. See, I already lost the bookmarks on this one. Ini ada braille-nya di covernya, karena buku ini tentang disabilitas dan narasi ketidaksetaraan termasuk di dalam sastra Indonesia. So I'm looking forward to read the essay about that one. I saw it on the interwebs. This would be interesting. And I have 2 books, poetry books by Joel Daly. He's from New Orleans. I got sent these books by the author themselves because they bought a copy of my book. This one from UDP at a bookshop in New Orleans, and he DM'd me saying, he liked my work, and so we bartered some books. I'm supposed to send him my first book, but I haven't done it yet. So, Yeah, I will though, Joe. Don't worry. Soon as I worked out how to do it. So these are two um, wonderful poetry book and one a chapbook also published by Ugly Duckling Press. So we're like stablemates. Looking forward to read his work. And then second one, gonna have like a very ambitious goal this year of learning bahasa Sunda, so I can read this. Serah by Aris Trisnandar. Gue ketemu dia di acara Black September ya Ucok di IFI Bandung. Jauh-jauh ke IFI, gue malah pengen belajar bahasa Sunda. Sejauh ini gue membaca ini dengan Google Translate dan bantuan dari Will Bernoulli, orang Bandung asli. And menurut Will misalnya, kayaknya I agree, kalau dari terjemahnya dia, puisi-puisi dalam bahasa Sunda Aris ini justru lebih radikal daripada puisi-puisi dalam bahasa Indonesia yang ditulis oleh penyair-penyair Bandung, Sunda, I guess. So that's interesting. Si Aris juga pernah ngasih gue sebuah PDF antologi puisi penyair Sunda 18 tahun ke atas. And that's even more interesting. There's this one guy who writes a poem using all the A, then all the different aksang on the A, and the poem is actually like criticizing why we have to use all this aksang. Brilliant. So let's see if I can actually read Sunda by the end of this year. And then this one, I just got this the other day as well, along with the Disabilitas dan Narasi Ketidaksetaraan. It's a new poetry book by A. April, by Penerbit Velodrome. Bought this at Atelier Cerma as well. One thing I can say about this book so far, I've read maybe half of it, adalah quote yang dipilih di belakang bukunya sama sekali tidak representatif terhadap the actual poems yang ada di sini. Ini kayak melo-melo banget, tapi isinya not very mellow at all. It's actually very interesting, very fresh, very kayak funny. Dan ada dia pakai kode-kode angka yang dikasih kuncinya di belakang. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be diligent enough to actually work out what those numbered codes stand for. Tapi tanpa itu pun, this poems sound very fresh. Doesn't have any title. Reminds me of something like maybe Frank sonnetnya, what's her name, Diane Zeus, and other books. There's a lot of poetry books without titles. Also ini juga nih ada dari redaktur Velodrome. Ini like who writes this thing? Like apa ini? Artinya nggak ngerti. Mengevakuasi kesakitan aku yang burn out, menyapih keajegan struktur puisi. I've read a lot of quite a few of this Velodrome books, and they always have this dari redaktur Velodrome yang they don't make sense. Please drop them. Okay, the next book. This is an interesting, almost children's book. Well, actually, I bought it for my child, but udah gue akuisisi. It's called Plotted Literary Atlas. Plotted a Literary Atlas. So di bukunya nih, belakangnya Lost in a Book. There's a map for that. Jadi misalnya nih, intinya you read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Great book, I would recommend. Dalam bahasa Indonesia ada terjemahannya, judulnya Keangkuhan dan Prasangka. Great translation. And you want to know how far Charles Bingley sort of like lived geographically from Elizabeth Bennet, you can find out. That's Charles Bingley, and that's Elizabeth Bennet. And where's Mr. Darcy? Mr. Darcy! Yeah. He's somewhere here as well. Okay. So it's very interesting. Ada siapa lagi ini? Huckleberry Finn. And then Odysseus juga ada. Odysseus. There you go. Emily Wilson. I don't know if you've read this. Check out where the sirens are. Okay, and the last book. I've been reading this book on and off every breakfast, and I still haven't finished it. Needles and Plastic. This is the ultimate biography of Flying Nun Records in New Zealand. My favorite record company, home to Chris Knox, The Clean, The Bats, Straight Jacket Fits, Headless Chickens, Tall Dwarfs, all my favorite bands who influenced a lot of 90s American indie bands like Pavement, etc. So this is super great. It's actually written by an American, I think. Also in English too. But he's totally obsessed with the Flying Nun, and then he moved to New Zealand, and yeah, this is like Bandung Pop Darlingsnya Irfan Popish, but in coffee table book, and it's about Flying Nun, which was based in Dunedin, the South Island of New Zealand. It's a great book. I mean, I just like to look at the pictures and all the old posters and flyers and things like that. Yeah, it's the best. Needles and Plastic. So there you go. That's my reading plan for 2025. Check in at the end of this year to see if I've survived the year and managed to actually read any of them. Okay, bye.